For most of the year, Mount Panorama in the small town of Bathurst is a quiet public road. But today, this 6.2 kilometres of tarmac will roar to life as one of the most iconic racetracks in the world.
Real motor racing on a real circuit, doing what they do best.
This is a place where the quickest don't always finish first, and where the brave often prosper.
Hear the tyres squealing as he comes through.
It's a place where every corner can bite, and the results are absolutely devastating.
Oh, big crash.
Today, it will take 12 hours of peak concentration. And to be there at the end, you need it all to go right. Speed, precision, teamwork, and of course, endurance. 130 drivers from 12 countries will compete for the top step of the podium. This year, we welcome some of the biggest names in world motorsport. Formula One drivers, Le Mans 24-hour race winners, and V8 supercar champions.
That is the quality of the field here on the mountain.
40 exotic GT cars from the most prestigious brands in motoring. Ferrari, Lamborghini, Porsche, BMW, Bentley, McLaren, Nissan, Audi, and Mercedes-Benz. Who has what it takes? Who will go the distance? Welcome to the 2016 Liqui Moly Bathurst 12-hour from Mount Panorama. It's all live and free right here on 7. And New South Wales knows how to hold an event. You're seeing beautiful shots of Sydney. And west of Sydney, about 3 hours, is this magnificent motor racing circuit, Mount Panorama at Bathurst. That is where we have gathered this morning for a very, very special event. And I can tell you, even at this time of the morning, the faithful are here in big numbers. We are set for a massive day. The Liqui Moly Bathurst 12-hour is revved up and ready to go once again. It is an incredible sight here at Mount Panorama. As you can see, there is a lot of excitement. There is a huge build-up happening at the moment. The drivers, the cars, the teams have come from around the world to enjoy Australia's international endurance race. It is a unique time of the day to be starting a motor car race, and that's what we're looking forward to this morning. We have a great international commentary team lined up for you. The team from Radio Le Mans are here for us. They'll be guiding you through the day. And in pit lane, our own Shay Adam is here with us once again, but our own Chad Nayland is here. Let's check in with him now.
One of the great things about the Liqui Moly 12-hour is we can expect so much variety, not just different manufacturers, but a tyre war between Pirelli and Michelin. A lot of people expecting the Michelin tyre will be better across the long runs today. You want to make sure that you've got your best driver in for the end of the race. So the AM drivers will be in probably in the second stint today to make sure that the guns are ready to fire towards the end of the race. You have to stay on the lead lap to have a chance to have a shot at the win. Keep an eye out for the McLaren, obviously starting on pole. It won Le Mans in 1995 with 59 on the door. Can they win the 12-hour with 59 on the door?
The biggest surprise in qualifying was the pace or lack thereof of the championship-winning car from last year. Bathurst 12 Hours winner Katsumasa Chiyo, Wolfgang Reep, and Florian Strauss took the #1 Nissan to victory last year. Wolfgang not here this year. It will be Rick Kelly in his place, but they did not qualify as far up as they thought they would with the new car. Keep an eye on them as the race goes on, though, because the Nissan is very, very good on used tires.
All right, thanks Shay, thanks Chad. Look forward to joining you in the lane very, very shortly. This is a very unique event and we need a very unique commentary team. The guys from Radio Le Mans join us. Richard, Graham, John, guys, great to have you back. And there is something very special, John, about kicking off this race at this time of the day at Mount Panorama.
Barrett, I'm as excited as a 4-year-old going to school for the first time. It's that heady mix of excitement and a little bit of trepidation. There is a little bit of fear there because this field is going to charge off down a hell corner and then up the mountain straight in, what, 15, 20 minutes time. And frankly, guys, we know from yesterday's qualifying that we are going to get 100% motor racing right the way through the 12 hours.
Record-setting day on the mountain yesterday. John, good morning to everybody. This was Benny Simonson, the vicious rumour racing Ferrari at Reed Park, had an off. It was really busy early in the session. Florian Strauss in the defending race-winning Nissan copped some traffic on Conrod Straight. Then they sorted themselves out and we saw some fast lap times. Will Bamber, hear the crunch in the background, a massive crash at McPhillamy Park. Found the fence in the number 77 Team NZ Porsche. Another Bathurst remarkable repair story. They will start this motor race, which is great news. But the big story was Shane van Gisbergen into the record books with an unbelievable lap time.
And the thing was, he let everyone in that last 20 minutes go and do their thing. They put in amazing laps, and he just destroyed them. Over half a second, the margin of the pole position and the Alan Simon Pole Award. Laurent Vantour tried a little bit too hard and was inches away from disaster on the top of the mountain.
To show you how competitive this field is, Laurens Vantour, the pole man last year, will start this race from 8th. He said exactly the same time that he used to get pole last year. The game has moved on. The SP Tools Lamborghini had a trip through the gravel.
This was the last lap.
Yeah, continued to push in this Audi R8 LMS. Couldn't get the job done. Shane van Gisbergen did, similar to 2003 when Greg Murphy stunned the world with an unbelievable pole lap. And Shane van Gisbergen with 201.5 did the job yesterday.
Yeah, it was a spectacular day yesterday, but what lies ahead of us today? 12 hours of intense racing. We know from the years gone by that this race really goes right down to the line. We're looking forward to it. We are closing in on a start just minutes away now, but in the meantime, let's get down to Chad, who has a German racing legend with him.
You couldn't have put it better, Brett. Bernschneider's one of the biggest names in GT racing anywhere. Former Formula One star as well. You're back with Erebus. You're a former winner. What does it take to win the 12-hour?
It's really something special to be here in Bathurst on this racetrack and to win that race. I was missing that in my career, and I'm very happy and very pleased to achieve that in 2013.
You have two very handy co-drivers, Maro Engel, who we've seen at Bathurst plenty of times, but a very young driver in Austin Cindric. How's Austin going to go? Just 17 years of age.
It's unbelievable how quick he is. With 17, he got already a lot of experience, and he did very well. And I'm looking really forward to see him in the race today.
Mercedes not too fast in qualifying, but the race pace should be okay.
Hopefully, we were a bit struggling in qualifying. The car was really good in free practice, and we expect much more. We were a little bit disappointed after qualifying, but there's a long ways to go, and we start, I think, 11, and I think everything is still possible to. And I also want to say some words at home, because zu Hause gucken die alle zu, drückt uns die Daumen. Wir fahren von 12, das wird ein hartes Rennen.
How much do we love the international drivers?
From one international driver favorite to another, René Rast, it's been a very good week for you. A week ago, you won a new watch. Now you're here at Bathurst. How are you feeling about this 12 hours?
Yeah, looking forward to it. I mean, it has been a great week, and yesterday we had a good qualify, finished on P2, and looking forward to the race.
Keep an eye on this car. They will be in the contention for the win.
The Liqui Moly Bathurst 12-hour race is now just 6 minutes away from a start. We'll be back for that in just a moment.
I've never driven the track like this. This track, you need to have respect for the racetrack.
Bathurst is just amazing. The walls are so close. There is no room for mistake.
You go to the cutting and you look over the edge of the wall and there's like a 20-foot drop, and you know you got to be on the edge to go fast, but you know when you're going on the edge, you're as close to danger as possible.
We have a lot of adrenaline to drive this track, you know. So sometimes we cross to the wall, sometimes we kiss the wall. At the time you think that I got it, I will push now over the limits, and it's a time that it bites you back.
Definitely an incredible feeling, but it's also that adrenaline rush that makes you want to dive even faster.
Well, the crowds are absolutely enormous on the Liqui Moly start, finish straight, and on the grid. We can barely see the cars in the midfield, and out on the entry road there are still plenty of people heading in. First time, Richard Krill, that I've ever seen people when we came out of the circuit last night late on, already sitting in their cars, getting ready to sleep in their cars for the gates open this morning.
Yeah, amazing. reaction to the event this year. It continues to build year on year and double the number of campers around the facility and the precinct this weekend, which has given it a great atmosphere. Yeah, this is going to be an unbelievable weekend, a great race, and good morning to everyone around the circuit, because you're going to be in for a phenomenal day's motor racing.
And before we get to the business end of the day, hello to all the photographers, both pro and ab. The bridge at turn 1 at Hell Corner is already proving to be an interesting spot. And I'd also like to say hello to all of our corner workers, to all of our recovery teams, and of course the rest of our volunteers, without whom we could not go motor racing anywhere, never mind here on the mountain. Thanks for giving of your time. We salute you all, ladies and gentlemen. Graham Goodwin, very quickly, what are we going to see in the next 12 hours?
A lot of very, very fast motor racing, John, and we're going to be keeping an eye on some of the guys starting a little further down the grid than perhaps we thought they might. You mentioned both of the Mercedes-Benz starting further down than we thought we would from Erebus. Thomas Jaeger and Mara Engel will be starting mid-grid, really, in the Class A order, and they're two men to watch. I think, for me, I'm loving this. This is a great place to be. There's a part of me would like to be up there with those campers up on the mountain, camping up for the first time up on the mountain this year. That is going to be stunning when we get to dawn.
No hint of the weather intervening as far as the forecast is concerned, but Krilsey, we know that we can take that as a guide here on the mountain.
Yeah, always unpredictable. Looks like today's going to be all good. Top should be somewhere in the mid to high 20s. Track temperature probably 35 to 40 degrees. There'll be a little bit of patchy cloud around, but it should be a pretty much perfect day for motor racing. And the first hour of this motor race could be very, very exciting. As the sun rises, track temperature comes up, and there will be some very, very fast lap times and some hard motor racing as they jostle themselves for track position and race to that first round of pit stops, which will be somewhere between lap 25 and 30, 45 minutes to an hour into the motor race.
For those of you who aren't here at the circuit, or perhaps who are, don't forget to go to the Bathurst 12 Hours website. We've got a brand new timing and scoring system, and we will be able to give, or you will be able to have even more interest in what's going on with all the additional information that you'll find right there.
It is a beautiful morning at Mount Panorama, and the crowds are in huge numbers here at the circuit for what is going to be the start of an incredible day. 12 hours of brilliant racing. We are on the grid. It is just being cleared at the moment. The crowd making their way off. In pole position, Australia's Shane van Gisbergen in the McLaren. What an impressive performance from him yesterday, guys. We are minutes away from a start. Have a great day. Enjoy it. We'll talk to you very soon.
With an Audi stronger across the top, the Mercedes very fast going up it and coming down as well. It's going to be good fun. This is how they line up for the Liqui Moly Bathurst 12 Hour.
1 and 2, what a fantastic starting grid we've got. Shane van Gisbergen with that record-breaking pole position lap yesterday. But look at the names further down. We've got Rick Kelly starting the Nissan, and he is way down the field on row 7 on the inside, position 13. And Rick has been given the honour of starting because he knows how to fight traffic round here.
2014 winners from Maranello Motorsport for Ferrari, starting 16th. Long way down the field. Mika Salo will start that car. 4 McLarens in the top 6. And all 4 of them, I think, are contenders for this motor race. Down through the field, Class B, pole sitter for Ridges is the Grove Group Porsche. Earl Bamber, the Le Mans 24-hour winner, Scott McLaughlin, and the car owner, Stephen Grove, who will start the motor race there. And for BM Pro, the Invitational class, remember, race within a race within a race here at Mount Panorama. The mighty Daytona Coupe will start that class from pole position. We're not far away. The clock starts counting down from 12 hours. The moment the green flag waves to send them off on the formation lap, they will do the 1 formation lap. The Mercedes-Benz C63S safety car will pull into pit lane, and then we go motor racing at the end of this lap.
And the first 6.2 kilometres behind that Mercedes-Benz safety car might be the only time we get to draw our breath properly in the next 12 hours. Set the countdown clock, settle yourself in, get your snacks and beverages, because you're not going to want to tear yourself away from 7 Mate and 7 throughout the day to day. This is motor racing at its finest. Road racing on the best road racing circuit in the world, Mount Panorama, and the Liqui Moly Bathurst 12 Hours for 2016, and the clock is counting. Let's make sure everyone gets off the grid right in front of us. The Grove Racing Porsche from Paul of the Riches Class B takes off, and so does the Daytona Coupe from the BM Pro Class Invitation, and we are rolling, and my heart rate has just gone through the roof. I'm only standing here. What must it be like for Shane van Gisbergen, gentlemen, leading round this field of international superstar cars and drivers?
It's a start in darkness like nothing else in world motorsports, racing into the daytime and into this evening. But what a fabulous, fabulous sight these cars make. It's coming into dawn. Well, what is... I mean, Bernd Schneider said yesterday, guys, he compared this favourably to the Nürburgring. That is the highest compliment you can pay in world motorsport, and you can see exactly what he meant.
8 former winners on this grid of this race. A couple of former winners of the Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000. 2 Le Mans 24-hour winners. There's drivers from 15 countries, 11 manufacturers on the grid. It's a stacked field of talent.
Who wins it, Krillsy?
Impossible to tell you, but the McLarens are too hard to go past at the moment.
Graham?
McLaren looking really good, but you can't look past Airbus.
I would say also Audi looking very good indeed across the top of the mountain. They own that part in speed, and don't count out last year's champions. They haven't shown, I think, all of their pace so far. The brand new for 2016 Nismo Nissan GTR. That is what the pole sitter can see. Not very much, actually. You've got to have your headlights set up pretty well, because the top of the mountain and coming down towards the hairpin, not very well lit. This is proper nighttime motor racing, and I'm all for it.
And the reason why qualifying is still important in a 12-hour motor race is that that's the view Shane van Gisbergen is going to have. If you're 10th in that pack, you're only going to see tail lights and the headlights in front. So clear racetrack in front, so very, very important. Remember, rolling start to the motor race. When they start proper this time by, they'll line up 2 by 2, and then they'll go green at the control line as they get down the Liqui Moly front stretch here at Mount Panorama.
One other unique thing about this start, guys, is this is the first time these cars, these drivers, will have done any lapping in the dark at all.
That's a good point.
And that's not something we see anywhere else. Yes, we have night racing elsewhere around the world, but we don't have the guys actually finding their feet, if you like, in darkness at the very start of the race without having had practice at that. Beautiful, beautiful shots at the top of the mountain.
There are no other pictures like this in world motorsport. There is no other field like this in world motorsport. There is no other challenge in world motorsport like Mount Panorama in daylight or in darkness. And the Liqui Moly Bathurst 12 hours for 2016 is moments away. Well, live and free on 7, 8 and 7 throughout the day here in Australia. And hello to our international audience as well, up very early at various parts of the world. I've just seen someone tweeting and saying 2 a.m. in the morning, but worth it for the HD feeds. And you don't want to go far today.
Yeah, so much to talk about, JH, through this race as well. You could hear them as they were going down the elbow, the chirping of the front tyres as they try and generate some tyre temperature. Early this morning, we've got a tyre war, and that's what it is, between Michelin and Pirelli throughout this motor race. Pirelli dominated qualifying, their first and second. The fastest Michelin car was third. Another story to talk about, smart move by a lot of the international teams to put their Australian component in to start the motor race. Shane van Gisbergen starts the pole car. Garth Tander starts the Jamek Penalty on the outside of the front row. Warren Luff will start the Objective Racing McLaren that starts from P3. Marco Mappelli, the fiery Italian, will start the second Jamek Audi from 4th place.
Side by side through the Caltex chase as they come down towards Murray Maguire's for the proper start, if you will. We are under already 55 to go, 11 hours and 55 and 34 to go, side by side. The headlights tell everyone down here on the Liqui Moly start-finish line that the race is about to get underway proper. It's a great side-by-side start. The green flag is out, and we are